Hey, you could have just called me. I would have come down. Could have saved you walking up the stairs. I mean, sure. If you want to say goodbye to the place, you're more than welcome to. Come on in. Lunch can wait a bit, I guess. Yeah. It's really weird seeing the old apartment without all my stuff up. Some rooms feel way bigger when they're empty, but some actually feel smaller, which is weird. Yeah, that's all the boxes I've got left. Hux is gonna come by tonight, and we're gonna drive him over to his place. No, we got it. There's not too much left. Thanks, though. I appreciate the offer. Want a water bottle? For old time's sake? It's about all I've got left in the fridge at this point. Okay. Here you go. Well, what can I say? I guess 2 years has changed a lot of things. Namely, I hand you the water bottle instead of throwing it nowadays. Well, it's not like you need to practice anymore. You excel at psychokinesis. Top marks, right? Yeah. I guess it's fitting that you see this place as I'm getting ready to leave. You were actually the first person I'd ever let come over. Except family, you know. Mostly just because we couldn't figure out a better place to coordinate that project. I wasn't exactly excited at the prospect of guests back then. But the sentiment stands. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in any rush to move out or anything. It's a nice place. It's done me well for 2.5 years. It just kind of came up naturally. Yeah. Well, obviously I'd been over to Huxley's place a lot over the um, God, 7 months we've been together. I mean, we usually spent time together over there because his was a house. Even if it is a rental, it's a lot more space. You don't have to worry about sharing walls with anybody. He's got a yard, which is a big thing for him, obviously. I mean, I'd already spent, 4 or 5 day stretches at a time over there with him without really thinking anything of it. And then he asked me to stay over there for the winter solstice so he could, quote unquote, take care of me. Yeah, I was thrilled at the concept, as you can imagine. Yeah, I'm sure this will shock you, but I'm not the best at being doted on, we'll say. But well, he's Huxley. He's stubborn and very sweet, which is a dangerous combination because it works. I stayed over there, and then I just kept staying, and it just felt natural. It felt really good. And I didn't feel like a guest, it felt like it was my place too. Which was very weird, but welcome. Next thing I knew, it had been 2 weeks, and it still felt normal and really nice. And he asked me if I wanted to move in, and I said yes. No, you're right. It wasn't quite that simple. I mean, it is me, after all. How could it be? But yes, I said yes. And now, today is my last day in here. And then I hand the keys over to Lasco. He needs this place a hell of a lot more than I do. I mean, he needs out of that shithole he lives in. Everything in it is forever breaking and leaving him freezing or sweating or with no dishes or no laundry or, whatever else. I think he'll find this place is much more stable. And I think we all know that he does best with stable. I'm glad it'll be a better fit for him. I am excited, yeah. I just, yeah. I know. I know I'm a little off. It's not the move. It's I'm happy about that. That's been the brightest spot in things lately, actually. um, I hadn't. I hadn't told my mom about Huxley yet. She knew him, obviously. I mean, she'd met him, but she didn't. She didn't know that that he and I are together. It just wasn't a conversation I was ready to have yet. But once I was moving in with him, it seemed like something I shouldn't put off anymore. And Hux has been so supportive and sweet about all of it, and he never made me feel any kind of pressure to tell her, and he said he didn't mind, but I didn't want him to think that I was ashamed of being with him or anything like that, because that couldn't be farther from the truth. And I didn't want us to be a secret or something. When Hux took me back to his his hometown for New Year's, spending it with his moms at their place, it just felt it was so different from what I've got, and it just felt really honest and open and gentle, and I don't want to feel like I have to hide the the happiest part of my life. So when we got home, I told her. And it went about as well as I thought it would. Bad isn't really the word for it. I mean, it could have been way worse. I mean, you hear the horror stories. It was just awkward, really uncomfortable. She made it clear that wasn't what she wanted to hear. We're figuring it out, I guess. I guess I'd hoped that, despite my concerns, that she wouldn't be so fucking weird about it. Because, when it came to other people, she's never seemed to have too much of a problem with it. Barring a few standout comments or something, but I guess once it was her only kid saying that he was with another guy, apparently that brought the issue a little too close to home for her. I'm okay. I'm not gonna pretend it doesn't fucking hurt, because it does. It really fucking does. My whole time growing up, it was pretty much just me and my mom, We leaned on each other a lot. My dad's been out of the picture since I was a little kid, and she never really gotten anything serious after him. She was always throwing herself into her education at DAM, and then her job at the magistrate, and that kept her away a lot too, but she busted her ass to make sure we still had as much time together as we could. And she never wanted me to feel like I was missing something just because it was just us. I don't know. It felt like I just knew. Like something in me knew it wouldn't go great when I told her. And she's got all these hang-ups about legacy and I don't know, shit she was raised with, I'm sure. But then to have all those fears come true like that and have her go cold like that, and that wall just come up, it really fucking hurt. I love my mom, but I'm also not going to put my life on hold while she gets over her own hang-ups. Because I'm happy. I'm really fucking happy. For one of the first times in my life. In a way that I didn't know someone like me could get. And you know what? She loves to say that all she ever wants is for me to be happy. So, I guess it's time to see if she'll put her money where her mouth is. I think it's just going to take some time. I get that that's a big thing for her to hear, and with the background she's coming from, she's going to need a bit to sort it all out for herself. I said my piece, and I have a life that I'm really fucking happy with. And now she can decide where she wants to fit in it. Because I want her in it. She's my mom. But I'm not going to sacrifice my happiness anymore for other people. I've done that my entire life, and I'm not going to do it anymore. If there's anything I've learned over this last year, it's that life is too fragile to spend it miserable going through the motions in hopes of reaching some arbitrary finish line that might never come. I don't want to do that shit anymore. And I'm not going to. Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate that. I'm okay. Really. It hurts. But it'll get better. I have a support system around me that I never thought I could ever have. You guys are another one of the incredible things in my life right now that make me happier than I've ever been. I have friends. Really good ones. And I'm grateful for you. Thank you for sticking it out with me this long. I know that took a lot of patience. I certainly haven't always made it easy. I wouldn't have any of this without you. I never would have met Hux or Gavin. I would have probably still been Lasco's worst nightmare. I would have still been holed up in this apartment, angry and guarded and small. I'm still not always great with vulnerability and sincerity. But I hope you know that you've changed my life in a way I didn't think was possible. And that I honestly didn't think I deserved. You make our lives better by being in it. You're a great friend. Thank you for being here. Okay. Now let's go get some lunch before I become a complete mess. Come on.